get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back, get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Into the trends. See a lead, be the band.
Welcome to Bleachers and Speakers. I'm your host, June, and I got my boy B. Foster. Before we get into this featured player of the week, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. And for your audio fix, follow us on all the podcast aggregators. Those are anywhere you can find an audio podcast. You can find us, Bleachers and Speakers, FFSN, in that search bar. Make sure that notification bell on. Make sure you follow us as well. When we drop content, you will get an alert. Download those episodes. This is the time of the year where NFL football action has stopped on the field, but it hasn't stopped in the off season. NFL draft is approaching. The combine has happened, and also free agency. In the meantime, we have an NFL draft prospect on the board that Foster is talking about. He could possibly, with a little luck, be around at 28. This is a pass rusher. Foster, I'll let you tell it who we talking about today on this feature profile player.
All right, we're talking about James Pearce out of Tennessee. He's an edge rusher. He's 6'5", 245 pounds, so a little undersized. As far as his production rate, he is fourth. He's 24th in athleticism, and that puts him at the fourth overall edge rusher ranking. He ran a 4.47 40, and yes, pretty fast.
He won't be around at 28.
And he had a 10-foot 3-inch broad jump. As far as his strengths, he has a explosive first step. He creates big speed to power despite lack of mass and bend. He uses his length well to separate from blockers. His motor and balance make him hard to finish for run blockers. His twitch punch and pull gets rid of tight ends, and he's a sudden tackler in tight quarters with rangy bursts. As far as his weakness, he needs more mass and play strength at the next level. He lacks swipe strength to displace blockers. His pass rush can be knocked off by a firm punch, and he struggles to break down quickly in space and sometimes allows sacks to slip away from him. As far as his production in the 2 years that he played the most, in 2023, he had 27 total tackles. So that was 9.5 sacks, 1 interception that he returned for a touchdown. And in 2024, he had 38 tackles and 7.5 sacks. So more tackles in the second season, but less sacks. And obviously he had that interception for a touchdown in 2023. So a slight drop in production from his first year. But as far as his role with Detroit, I think he would be a nice rotating edge off on the outside for the Lions. We already have a few guys that are at the edge position, but he would be a nice one that could develop and eventually be an every down rusher once he is up to speed and he builds some muscle mass onto his frame. He's 6'5", so he definitely has room to grow in that regards. But yeah, he's a guy that he's looked to be amongst the top 5 edge rushers to be selected. But everybody can't go in the first round. Everybody has a wide variety of different needs, so you just never know. The Lions may choose to trade up for a guy like him, or he might just fall. I think they said that there might be some character issues with him, or that he might be, quote unquote, uncoachable. So all of those things do come into play when people are drafted in the first round. They are going through everything with a fine-tooth comb. So we will see.
What was his height and weight again?
6'5", 245 pounds.
6'5",
6'5".
4'7", 40.
Pretty good, right?
He won't be at the 28th pick. He won't. I hate to be pessimistic, but on the side of optimism, there are a lot of defensive ends, quality defensive draft. I think his combine may have moved him up from where he previously was projected, and he was already projected as a high draft. But I honestly think he will be back to where I projected him to be before. I mean, probably not projected before, but he'll be taking a lot sooner than advertised with that combine. That's why they do the combine. To run a 4.47 and 6'5", and to have that kind of and play for a program like Tennessee, where the SEC is deemed as having these freak athletes. Yeah, he would have been good on the other side of Hutch. I tell you that. Anyway, subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube.
Get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide.